Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. June is Men's Health Month, and with that in mind, men face unique health challenges, and one of those could be the most dangerous, their reluctance to seek health care. My next guests are dedicated to the health and wellness of men and have developed their own mediums to deliver information and provide support. Eric Vaughn is a former radio personality and community activist, and he's also the publisher of the online magazine Brawn and Body. Matthew Johnson is the publisher of Fella's Men's Health Guide to Healthy Living. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming by. And I know right off the bat, you guys are going to say, we go to the doctor, because I just said men are reluctant to go to the doctor, and you guys disagree with that.
Well, I think that men do have some hesitation about going to the doctor, but I think by and large, men care about their health. They go to the doctor when they can establish a relationship with a doctor they like. And I don't think it's as bad as most people think it is.
Yeah. Well, I want to start off pretty much focusing in on your online magazine. So if you would tell us more about it and how it came about.
It's Brawn and Body, and it came about because I go to the doctor. The problem was I wasn't getting the answers I wanted, so I went online looking for answers to some of the problems that I was having. And the real issue there was that I couldn't find stories and information that I felt related directly to me. So we came up with the idea of creating a medium that people could appreciate, people of color, black men in particular, could appreciate because they saw images, they saw information that was directly related to the ailments that they may suffer from, and it talked about ways to overcome those ailments in terms that we speak. And I think that's critical in trying to communicate medical messages to people and encourage people to be more self-productive around healthcare.
All right, and I should mention that your wife, Faith Colas, she is also a publisher of this online magazine, and we'll talk a little bit more about what it is that you're offering for people to see this particular month. But first we'll go over to Matthew, and a lot of people will remember you from Strive Media and also your publication Girlfriend's Health Guide for Women of Color. And so now you've somewhat flipped the script and you are focusing on men's health with this Fella's magazine. Tell us more about that.
Well, first of all, Girlfriends started because of my mother. My mother, I was with her when she passed. I was with her for her last 15 minutes. And I needed to do something to really honor her life. And so I created Girlfriends just for her. And I didn't know it was going to take off the way it did, but now it's around the country and it's doing well. It's been now going on 9 years. Wow. Right after that, 4 years later, my father passed, and he dies of a heart attack. And I'm also there like 10 minutes after he passed, and he's on the ground in front of a grocery store. And so that also was really traumatic for me. So I wanted to do something in both of their honor. So I had an opportunity with one of my national partners to start a publication called Fellas. I had the name, but it was just sitting there. And when they offered me a chance to do it, then I jumped at it. I didn't know it was going to take off either the way it did, but it did. So Fellas is really a lifestyle publication. It goes a little further than what Eric is doing. Eric is more specific health related. Mine is a little bit more broad, and it's for all men per se, but targeting for men of color too. So I'm happy to be just to really complement what Eric is doing locally as well as nationally.
Yeah, and the Fellas magazine, pocket size, fellas, throw it in that back pocket and check it out when they get a chance.
Exactly.
And Eric, when people log on to brainbrawnbody.com this month, what specifically will you be focusing on?
Well, we always focus on those health issues that are critical to African Americans and particularly men and their families. So there's always going to be information there about the major ailments that we suffer from: heart disease, cancers, prostate cancer when it comes to men, diabetes. So there's always information there, treatment information, recommendations for how to find the right doctors, how to detect the warning signs. All of those things are always present. But then we go a bit further and provide other stories and other information, news from around the country, health-related news. I think Matthew will agree, that no matter what we produce, no matter what the source is, if people don't read, they won't get the information. So it has to be presented in a culturally sensitive way. It has to be presented with relevance so that people feel some kinship to it. Without that, it's just another piece of information that they can walk past. And we want people, we believe if you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
So we try to make sure that people have the information they need to live the healthiest lifestyle possible.
Yes, and I love that quote from the late, great Maya Angelou.
Yes.
So I was kind of surfing on your webpage, and I saw that you did focus on Medicare, and you were also talking directly to parents and how they can talk about marijuana use amongst their children. And then there's underrated veggies, because a lot of us are really guilty at not getting those vegetables that we need, but you kind of shed some light on some ones that we might think we don't like, but they're
I think
underrated.
you can learn to like it. I think that, again, if you don't know, you just don't know. And so we try to familiarize people with a lot of things. Yes, health is a huge category on our site. It is the primary category. But we also do something about nutrition. We understand, we've talked about stress. You talked about it with Daryl. Leisure is another category that you can go to on the site and find out about travel tips and all of these other things to kind of take your mind off the stresses of the day. So there's all kinds of information there to help you kind of live the most complete life you can.
Yeah, and what I love particularly is your spotlight on men who are right here in our community that a lot of people know, and they share their battle and their medical conditions and what are the things that they have to go through. And it does really give some insight on how important it is to stay abreast of your health and your medical history, all those things. So I encourage everyone to definitely log on and make it one of those things you check all the time, for sure. Matthew, this month's edition of Fellas has President Obama on the cover. So when people get that and open it up, what are they going to read about?
Well, it's not just about Obama. It's really about his initiative, My Brother's Keeper. And so the focus, the emphasis is really just shedding light on what type of commitment he's made, and along with some of the corporate partners around the country he's made to our young men and our young boys. So yes, Obama is on the cover. We did work with the White House to secure some of the information through his Fatherhood Initiative program. But more importantly, we showcase a number of other people, the 100 Black Men out of Atlanta, and a number of other organizations that are moving forward when it comes to men's health and trying to be preventive. When it comes to these guys going in to see the doctor. So it's an exciting issue that actually comes out this week, and we're excited about the idea that people are ordering it right now and it's not even out yet.
Yes, that is good news. And you guys have some events that are coming up that I definitely want people to know about. Eric, you've got a men's health symposium.
Yeah, June 25th.
Okay.
We're gathering people locally as well as a national panel to talk about best practices. Milwaukee is unique in some ways as it relates to men's health in that there is considerable focus on how to get men healthy, particularly men of color. We don't get a lot of credit for it in the city. There's so many negatives that kind of flow through the news day to day. But on the health side of the ledger, there are a lot of things happening. So we want to share those things with people from around the country. We have, at this point, we have about 22 states and 22 cities that have agreed to participate.
Wow.
Organizations from those cities that are also working with men to improve their health. And so we'll share these ideas. We'll talk about things that we're doing in Milwaukee, what they're doing in Orlando. They've been, for 17 years, they've been doing a men's health fair. You talk about men going to the doctor. They get over 3,000 men on a Saturday morning to come out, eat breakfast, listen to a keynote speaker, and go through a battery of 14 or 15 different screening exams. And they've done this for 17 years. So their success could be the success shared in other communities. So they'll tell us how they've managed to do that. Cleveland has a similar program. We've got things here that we want to tell people about. Fellas Magazine, Brawn and Body, the City of Milwaukee Health Department, our great partner Wheaton Franciscan, and the things that they're doing. So we want people to know how to get to a better place health-wise.
Yes, and that is why you both are here today, because I want people to know what you're doing and how they can get involved, and together we all make a difference.
Yes.
That's what it's about. Matthew, two big events. You've got the 2014 Legacy Classic Goat event coming up in July.
It's a golf outing. It's a way for us to raise dollars to continue our cause. Last year we had 120 golfers, which was really up about 20% from the previous year. And this year we're expecting 144 golfers, so
Wow.
that's a good thing. Our next event is in August, which is really a history-making event. We're doing the first ever men's health walk here in
Wow.
Milwaukee. There's never been a men's health walk here, and I'm interested to hear about what Orlando is doing based on what Eric has just mentioned. There's activity out there, but there's only like 3 walks in the country that are for men. Women are asking, can we walk? And I'm saying, no, you can't walk because you have enough, there's enough events for women.
Ladies can just hang out on the sidelines,
that's
especially
right.
if you're single.
Especially
He's looking for a fight.
we're talking about 1,000 men. This has never happened.
Yeah.
1,000 men
That's
walking.
awesome.
It's going to be powerful. So August 16th, we're going to be walking along the Milwaukee River.
Okay, and people can get more details at fellashealth.com. And as we wrap up, I did want to mention that you have the Man Up movement,
Yes.
and that's where you ask your readers to take the Man Up pledge.
Yes.
And because we're running out of time, I just want to challenge them to go online and take that pledge. Thank you both so
Thank you.
much for
Thank
coming
you.
by.
Thank you.
Eric Vaughn is the publisher of Brawn and Body online magazine. You can log on to brainbrawnbody.com to check it out. And Matthew Johnson, he's the publisher of Fellas, Men's Health Guide to Healthy Living. Their website again is fellashealth.com. And that's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Thank you for watching. And I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.